Not even they can stop me now.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to finally be doing another eating disorder type video, and I filmed a previous video which I will link here and down below. That was just a very casual kind of vlog video giving my eating disorder story, and I kind of want to do a new series. You know, I'm not going to say I'm not going to promise to keep up with it regularly, because I don't know how often I'm going to film these, because my blog is not about eating disorders, but it is about health and beauty, and I think health and beauty do play a role into that, and a lot of girls struggle with it. So I want to be very open about my story and start to bring a little bit more of that into my channel. I don't want it to be my whole channel, but I think it is something very important to talk about, and I've learned a lot of lessons through it. And I think struggles that you go through in life and learn things from, I think it is your duty to pass that on to other people, to help other people, and that is something that I love to do. And I want to bring things that are more real and very relatable to everyone, and things that are more impactful to you guys, because I have gotten a lot of messages, and I know that a lot of you have struggled with eating disorders or anything in that realm. You know, eating disorders, depression, anxiety, any of that can kind of relate, and these tips can help many of that, but I'm gonna focus on eating disorders because that is what I went through. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop rambling and get this video started. Today, I'm not gonna do more of an eating disorder story or anything like that. I'm gonna talk about things that happen after your eating disorder. So this is gonna be kind of a positive spin on things. I think a lot of times we focus on the things that the eating disorder took from us, and I want to focus on what recovery brings and what life after an eating disorder is. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into it and talk about the things that are different after your eating disorder, and things that you gain in recovery besides just weight. So the first thing, I feel like you are kind of reborn, and this sounds like reborn, like what do you mean? I think when you're in your eating disorder, there are so many things that you miss out on because you are so focused on your body and food and weight, that you really do miss out on a lot. And some things you don't even realize you're missing out of because your mind is completely masked by this eating disorder in your head, and that's all you think about. One thing is, the obvious, is food. You relearn foods that you once loved that you cut out during your eating disorder. I mean, there are things that I didn't eat for years because I thought they would make me fat or this or that, and now eating them, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so good. And even things that I would eat during my eating disorder, but I couldn't enjoy because I felt so much guilt eating it. And it's almost like you're not even tasting the food and enjoying the food. Food is fuel, but food is also enjoyment. And it's something that, you know, you share with your family and your culture. And there were things that I could not partake in because I was so worried about the calories or this or that, that when you enjoy them after your eating disorder, your appreciation for them is tripled, because, you know, there were things that you once, maybe when you were little, you ate without any thoughts. You know, when we're little, we are intuitive eaters. We don't think about those things, and we just enjoy the taste of the food. During an eating disorder, you can't enjoy the taste of the food when you are just constantly tearing apart in your head. This is fat, this is gonna go straight to my butt, oh my gosh, it has so many calories, blah, 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 blah. And when you enjoy it after your eating disorder and you learn to re-love those foods, they are that much more satisfying. You also start to discover new foods. I remember when I was in my eating disorder, I would never try new things. If we went out to eat, I would like order chicken and broccoli, which is fine. Sometimes I do that now if I feel like eating something really healthy, but I do that because I want to, not because I have to. And before, I would not venture out. If I did have like a cheat meal, it was such an ordeal. I would spend all day thinking about that meal, then go to the restaurant. I would have so much anxiety built up inside me and trying not to show it on the outside, and then I would feel guilty completely after it and like restrict my calories after that, and it was just not a healthy relationship. It's almost like I wouldn't even remember the taste of the meal because I was so worried about it. now I can go out and I try new restaurants for fun. I think food is something that should be enjoyed. I love going out to try new restaurants now. Before, if my parents or family and I went out to eat, I would try to manipulate where we would go and be like, we should go here, because I knew there was something on the menu there I was comfortable with. And I would look up the nutrition facts before and order this exact thing, and that was what I was gonna order. And if there was any complication, I would freak out. And now I can just go with the flow. And I love trying new places. And I know that anywhere that I go, if I want to make alterations to my order to make it a little bit healthier, I can, and I can do that anywhere. And knowing that it doesn't have to be perfect is so liberating. I can go to a Mexican restaurant. If I don't feel like ordering something really unhealthy, I know that I can order like a taco salad with grilled chicken, or I can do fajitas and maybe not have the flour tortillas, guacamole, salsa. I know that I can make something healthy-ish anywhere that I go, and know that I eat healthy enough to where I can treat myself to whatever I want if I want to. And really, life is too short not to eat what you want, unless you have some sort of medical allergy, or you can't eat gluten. Obviously, don't go eat gluten. Or you can't eat dairy, don't go order like macaroni and cheese. Those are medical things, and they're completely different. If you just want it and you have something in your head saying, oh, I can't order that, it's too fattening, it's too many carbs, too many fat, just push it aside. Eat what you want. Another thing that you rediscover are simple things in life that make you happy and are so amazing. I mean, there's so many things. Like, I remember going to the pool and like not wanting to swim and not wanting to take my bathing suit cover up off. And even at my very thinnest, I was still super insecure about my body, because you have this body dysmorphia telling you that you're fat, telling you that, you know, it's like one day you think you're too skinny, one day you think you're too fat. It's like back and forth thing that I had. And I just was not confident. And even when I did take my bathing suit off and swim, all I was thinking about the whole time was how I looked, and if my stomach was flat that day, or if I was bloated, or this or that. And you're worrying about if people are looking at you. And to be honest, no one is worrying about your body. No one cares what you look like. They're too worried about themselves. They're too self-conscious about their own body to worry about what you look like. And chances are they think you look really good. So now I can go to the pool and swim, and I don't care, because I'm confident in myself now. There are so many things that are like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, that I missed out on in that time period of my life. I cut off so many friends. I remember, there's so many more things that I have energy to do now that I didn't even realize I couldn't really do. I remember, like, now I love to hike. I remember going hiking before, and I was just so bitter that I wouldn't even realize like how beautiful the scenery was and nature. And obviously I was like, I had no energy to hike a whole mountain. So I was like dying because I didn't have enough energy, because I was so sick and so sickly small and starving myself basically, that I had no energy to go out and enjoy things. And then I would wonder why I'm so tired. You know, now looking back at it, it's like, well, duh, why didn't, you know, how did you not realize you were so... When you have an eating disorder, it really does like mask your view of things. You have no energy, you're not giving your brain fuel, so really you do not think properly. There are so many things I just didn't care about anything besides being skinny. That's all I cared about. And now it's one of the things that I least care about. I do care about being healthy, and I care about being fit, and I care about being my most confident self. And I know for me, that includes working out, and that includes proper nutrition and eating healthy and balanced, but it's not about being skinny. Before, it was just about being how small I could be, how many calories I could burn, and that's all I thought about all day. One of the most enjoyable things is to just go out for froyo with your friends and not worry about it, just for fun. Or, you know, if your family wants to order pizza that night and watch a movie, to just eat it and enjoy that time. You know, during the holidays, so much of it is focused around food, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, family recipes. And I think that can be viewed, in the health world, it can be viewed two ways. You know, it's like, oh, everything's always about food. It is more about the company. But part of the food is part of it, because it is like your family traditions and you know, seasonal things that you should be able to enjoy without anxiety. Now, if there is someone that is truly trying to lose weight for medical reasons, yes, obviously they need to watch it, but for someone that is a healthy, normal, like teenage girl, you need to enjoy those times with your family because you're never going to get those back. Like looking back, there's so many things. Like I can't remember when it was, but I remember it was some family member's birthday. And we had already had a home-cooked meal, and I remember I was like, oh my gosh, I hate mashed potatoes, like, oh, big deal. And then I was like, well, that's already too many carbs, so I didn't eat the cake. I didn't eat birthday cake, and I was like, you know what, I have a stomach ache. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm just too full. I'm gonna wait till later. Like, I wouldn't even partake in my family member's birthday. Like, it's so sad thinking about it. And now I'm like, give me all the cake. But there's just so many things that you miss out on when you're worrying about these things. I think being spontaneous is an amazing quality in life, and that's something that I really struggled with. Being spontaneous is just, it's so different when you have gone through that and like nothing was spontaneous, everything was planned, every single calorie was planned, and if anything threw off my workout schedule or my food, I would just go into panic mode, and I was so bitchy to like everyone around me, and it really affected a lot of things in my life. And now it's so much, it wastes so much less time. Like if I'm hungry, like if you're hungry on the way home from school, like, and you want to get Panera bread, get Panera bread. You know, it's like, it saves so much time just being able to eat out and not freak out about every single ingredient. And I'm all about eating healthy and, you know, like not eating preservatives and all that. But at the end of the day, like we should not obsess over anything. Food should be a balance, and I think all things in moderation are okay. And healthy is different for everyone, but it is just so freeing to be able to go out to eat and not plan every single thing that you're putting in your body. It saves so much stress and so much time. I remember wanting to pack meals for everything. Now, obviously, if you're busy, I get it. I pack meals and stuff, but it's different, you know, packing your meals because you want to versus that like you have to. I remember like lugging around a lunchbox to like the most random places. I remember eating out of Tupperware at a restaurant with my family before. It's not like I am training for a fitness competition when I was like 14. Like that was totally uncalled for. Now I understand if that is your sport and you're trying to get in a certain like physical condition by a certain time and you need to do that, of course, like bring your Tupperware and chicken wherever you want to go. But being 14, going to a restaurant with your family and pulling out your little Tupperware is a little obsessive. It's a little much. And now like looking back, I'm like, that was kind of crazy. But when you're in that mindset, nothing seems crazy to you. You're just like, you know, I'm dedicated to living healthy. These people are not, so screw them. That's literally like your mindset. And now it's like, what the heck? You know, there were things that I didn't eat for years, and now when you eat them, they're so good. Like missing out on some of my mom's like special recipes. I remember like I would give her such mean comments like, why would you make white pasta? Like, shouldn't we buy gluten-free this and that? And why would you use that kind of meat? It's so high in fat and that's not organic. Like, what are you trying to do to me? Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, really cruel things that your eating disorder makes you say. And now it's like, when she makes those things, yes, like sometimes I don't eat everything, but I love to try it because I know that's my mom's home-cooked meals. And if they're, you know, if they're not healthy, just eating them once in a while is not going to hurt you. And I think part of being healthy is being mentally healthy, and partaking in family traditions and stuff like that is something that you're only going to have for, you know, not very long in your life. And I think that is something that should be carried on throughout your life, and those kind of things you can pass down to your kids, and something you should not miss out on. So I think this video is getting long enough. Okay, so I'm going to talk about like one more thing and then I'm going to wrap this video up because it's getting super, super long. Okay, so the third thing is just being physically stronger and having energy. I remember, you know, I've played golf my whole life. So the few years that I had my eating disorder really did affect my golf, and I got very, very weak and it hurt my golf game, and we were trying to figure out what was wrong for a long time. And people would like hint at me like, oh, you know, if you put on a little muscle, put on a little weight, you would hit it further, blah, 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 blah. And I always ignored it. I always denied it and was like, no, I work out, I'm strong, I eat enough, I eat a lot, and people would see me eat. But I was still really weak, and it really hurt my golf game. Now, just gaining the weight has really helped my golf game, and I've come so far, but it's also, it did set me back, and I had to work like extra hard to get my game back to par, and back to where it was before, and even harder to get it even better because I lost that time in those couple of years. And I remember like running a mile was hard for me. Like my heart would beat so hard because I had like no energy. Now I can run quite a few miles and I'm okay. So obviously when you gain weight, you're gonna get strength, but it's just things that, you know, before you don't realize that you don't have energy for is because you're not fueling your body properly. And now okay guys, so that is going to be it for this video. I hope you found this helpful or relatable, and if there's anything that you want to add in the comments, just comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And basically this video was just about, you know, the life that you regain after an eating disorder, and there's so much more to life than your eating disorder, and it does not define you, and recovery is worth it. And I just want you guys to keep your head up if you are dealing with this, and if you have a friend that's dealing with this, share this video with them, and hopefully it can be helpful, and hopefully it can, you know, give them some hope and a positive outlook on, you know, what life is like after an eating disorder. And if you guys have recovered from an eating disorder, let me know if you guys agree with some of the things that I said. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's really personal, and I hope that you enjoy these kind of videos. So if you have any other requests for videos like this, just let me know. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for more of my videos, and I will have my blog linked down below as well. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Hello, and I'm feeling fly. It's hot with the sunny sky. We laugh out like every night. We can do what we want to. We roll with the windows down. Meet up with the boys in town.